Hey guys, this is Nick from ReviewOutlaw.com. Today I want to give you a review of Watch Hill in Rhode Island. It's a great kiteboarding spot. I'm a beginner kiteboarder, maybe been doing it for a couple years, maybe 5 to 10 tries. And so, you want somewhere that you can visit that's going to be safe. So this is a map of Watch Hill, and as you can see, I highlighted the marina. Here you can take a jet ski in from the marina. Also highlighted some of the deep parts and shallow parts. So you want to kind of drive out to that sandbar. There are also the boats and the preferable wind direction. You want to stay out of the lane of boats, so nothing can hit you. But for the most part, you can go to either side of that sandbar. You could also take launch from the conservatory area off Watch Hill. So as you can see, it's pretty shallow. Depending on the time of year, there might be a lot of different boats and things like that parked out there. But for the most part, because it's a sandbar out in the middle of the ocean, you're not going to have all like tourists and things like that. So it's great for launching and learning kiteboarding. And a good wind as well. There's nothing really in the way, and you're going to have a lot of different kiteboarders in the area. There's not too many rocks or anything like that. It's very sandy, so just make sure you wear some booties and you should be good. You want to look at that wind direction. You don't want the wind pulling you offshore. You want it going towards the shore. If you do see some kiteboarders out there, definitely say hi. Usually when they're setting up and stuff like that, you can ask them, hey, is there anything they need to watch out for? Rocks, people, patrol, anything like that. I was kiteboarding. There were some police and things like that that came by waving to me, so they're all pretty cool there. Just stay out of the lane of traffic. That's that red spot. So boats are trying to pass, you're not kind of stuck or falling in that area, because boats really don't know what to do with you, and you don't want to get tangled up in those lines. But overall, this is a great spot. I go down here usually a couple times a year at least to ride. Again, I take that jet ski out. If you had a boat, you could take it out, things like that. It does get a bit windy when you launch, so it's pretty close. I'm actually launching from Connecticut, Stonington, Connecticut, Walker's Marina, most of the time, so that's kind of where I launch from. And as you can see, we have someone following on a jet ski, just in case I kind of get in trouble or get too far downwind, because if you go on the backside of the sandbar, which is where I am right now, there's less chop, less waves. It's a great place to learn. But if you have trouble riding upwind, you don't want to get pulled out too far, because it does get over your head, and then you're kind of stuck out there, and you can have to it'd be a tough time to get back to land. So if you can have a second person kind of follow you with either a boat or a jet ski, that's very helpful. So I hope you guys like my quick tutorial. If you see me out there, definitely say hi. It's a great place to learn. I'm trying to review a couple different these kiteboarding places that I've visited all over the United States: Key West, Nitty-Grit Park, this one, and I'm going to keep adding to my list as I visit other places. But this is a really fun spot. And right now, as far as my ability, as you can see, I can get up. At this point, I was having trouble with transitions. I was getting them maybe 50% of the time. Since then, I've progressed a little bit, and I can do my transitions back and forth without too much problem. But it's just mainly fun. It's a great sport to do. You can only do it so many times a year, so you got to get the wind just right. The weather's got to be right and stuff like that. And you got to be able to have work off and stuff like that, depending on the time of year. But it's quite a rush, quite a thrill. So if you ever get a chance to do it, I definitely recommend it. You can actually search kiteboarding lessons, and I recommend you get an instructor go with you, who can just teach you how to set the ropes properly, go through the safety precautions, body dragging, things like that, so you don't run into trouble, because it's a very technical sport. So you kind of have to know a lot about the safety and the setup and things like that. It's not something you want to rush into doing, but once you get the basics, it's pretty simple from there, and then you can progress by yourself. I mean, a lot of questions that people have is like the average price of a starter kite, and you're looking around $1,000, for maybe a couple year old kite. If you get like 2 or 3 year old kite on eBay or something like that, you get around $1,000. New, you're looking about maybe $1,500 for a beginner kite that you just want to get started with. Sizing wise, I'm flying with 2 different kites here. I'm flying with a that right there is a 12 meter, the orange one, and I also fly with a 13 meter. That's pretty good for the wind where we are in Rhode Island or the Northeast. We're not super windy. The wind speed that I'm trying to fly at generally on the 13 meter is about 50 miles per hour to upward of 25. So that's kind of my range. Anything above that gets a little dangerous. Anything below that, I can't really get out of the water. The second thing I do is I have a really big board, so it's a lot of surface area, so I can go on those not so windy days and still kind of go, and it's harder to go upwind on the not so, oh, there I'm getting a little pull out of the water. It's harder to go upwind on those not so windy days, but it's great fun just to practice and stuff like that. So I hope you guys liked my video. Hope you guys get a chance to go kiteboarding here, and have a great day. Thanks. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. If you have time, please subscribe to my channel, click here to watch more videos, or please give me a thumbs up. Thanks.